What's the price? How much is it gonna be? Babe, give me 1 second. Yo, what's inside your chest? No second. Listen, what's it gonna be? Just tell me the price. You know I don't offer. You're ridiculous. Call me later. Sharpen your pencil because I don't think that's the price you want to tell me. Figure it out because you know what you need to do. I don't need to tell you. Bye. Hey, what's up? Alright. Can I call you back? I'm shooting a podcast. Can I call you right back? I'm doing the Slab Money Podcast.
I'm hungry. I'm starving.
I'm doing the Slab Money Podcast. I
I hate cards.
All right,
Stop with the cards.
You guys?
Sure. Care. Yeah, sure. I don't care. Welcome to Slab Money. What's good,
What's
yeah?
up, brother? How are you?
Episode 3, man.
Can't wait.
Episode 3 of Slab Money is finally here. Tons of topics to talk about. We're going to talk about the NBA playoffs.
Mhm.
What a playoff, man.
Ooh, man. Been great.
Finally, there's
Bubble.
defense.
Yeah, of course.
There's a
Everybody's
lot.
playing for the title, so everything's changed.
Everything's changed.
Pressure's coming.
You're seeing
They're
it.
trapping. They're playing full court, you know?
The defensive schemes, the offensive schemes, the play calls. There's no
Everything's
ISO ball
different.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's
Unless
not-
you're James Harden.
That's a different story. But Mike D'Antoni's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible. I love Mike D'Antoni. So basically, a little bit of what we're going to be talking about today. Give you guys a in-depth scenario of kind of what we're going to be discussing.
Yeah.
First thing, I want to talk about the playing game. And, what we spoke about last time.
We called it. Portland in one.
Yeah. We
And-
said that.
Yeah.
I said Ja was going to have over 30.
Oh, he balled out. Career
Ball.
high?
Yeah.
Oof.
Tied his career high.
Tied his career high.
And, no one could score on that team.
Yeah, I mean, Ja is a baller.
Beast.
Baller.
Rookie of the year. Now his cards are going over Zion's cards. I guess we'll see how that's going to play out when obviously when basketball comes back.
So Portland plays LA, and it's tied 1-1 now.
Or you want to start in the West?
Yeah.
All right, we'll start in the West. So I said that the Blazers are going to give the Lakers a run for their money. We both agree that the Blazers were going to win Game 1.
Okay.
And what do you got the Lakers in?
5.
You got the Lakers.
Sweep for the rest of the game.
I mean, they absolutely beat the brakes off them last time.
My favorite two things from watching the game last night, the defense. The pressure was on. They played so tough on defense. Anthony Davis on the boards was just crushing them. And then 2 was LeBron. If you saw them when they zoomed into the camera, and he said, "We're built for this," it's going to be a 5-game series.
They're focused.
They're focused. LeBron is in 0 dark 30, like I said before. I don't see it going past 5.
I mean, obviously we have a disagreement on that one.
We definitely do.
It sucks that Lillard dislocated his finger.
Oh, that's going to be huge.
That's
But he
gonna-
said he's playing
He's
through
a shoot.
it.
Mate, he'll play with a broken leg.
Yeah.
It's Damian Lillard.
Of course.
It's Damian Lillard.
He's a baller.
He's a hooper.
Hooper.
There's nothing that's going to stop that man. Look for some players to really step up for the Blazers.
Mm-hmm. Gary Trent.
Gary Trent. You
Okay.
got Whiteside. Whiteside almost. He basically won them the game. Game 1.
Yeah.
At the
With
end,
the blocks, yeah.
like
Big
I know
blocks,
he's
big
not
blocks at the end.
starting, but you saw him fighting with Dwight Howard.
Oh,
Dwight Howard is like
him and Dwight have
they've been
have-
going
they've been
at
going
it.
at it.
I love that.
They might
start
start something.
Yeah. They might be up to something.
It's like building.
Yeah, it's definitely building, and you see how it really is going to explode in the game once teams start really losing.
Yeah,
like game 6,
yeah,
game 7.
exactly. They've been slapping each other's arms
If it
down.
goes to 5 games, which I completely disagree on, we'll see. But Gary Trent Jr., CJ McCollum will drop 30 points next
Oh
game.
yeah, but I don't know, man.
Did you hear what I just said? CJ McCollum will drop 30 points next game.
I don't agree. The Lakers' defense is so tough right now. They're
They're
stepping it
triple
up.
teaming Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
With 2 fingers, 1 finger, 5 fingers, they're triple teaming him.
Mm-hmm.
So look for the Blazers to have open shots. They weren't sinking them. And the Lakers just completely
They're
clamped down
just
on
ready.
them.
Like LeBron said, they're built for this.
They are. I think that the Lakers were, they haven't had a really serious game until game 1, and it takes a little bit to get back into the scheme of things.
And they realize.
And the Lakers should have won game 1.
The biggest shot
They
of
were
game.
up by 6.
The biggest shot of game 1 for me was Carmelo's shot. That 3.
Yeah. The biggest shot for me in that game, it was 94-88. The Lakers were up by 6. Damian Lillard had a busted possession, and with 1 second left on the shot clock, he had a dagger 3 to make it a 3-point game.
From the NBA
No, it
logo?
wasn't the logo, man.
No,
it was a busted possession. Lillard jumped, hit a 3,
you're right.
and that made it a 3-point game, and that changed the entire complexion of the game.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Lakers are a dominant team. The thing with the Lakers is the Lakers have 2 players. They have LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
Yeah, but their role players are great.
The role players are great, but any given night, I love the Lakers, what they did with putting Deion Waiters in, putting J.R. Smith in, putting those players in, because you never really know who's going to be that player.
Yeah.
Kyle Kuzma steps up and becomes consistent, the Lakers are winning the title.
Oh.
That's their X factor. Kyle Kuzma puts up 15 a game, 20 a game, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I agree.
It's
He
a
is
wrap.
the X factor.
It's
for
a
sure.
wrap.
Because if he can score, it's going to be tough for them to beat.
So I still got Blazer. I remember, I didn't say that Blazers were going to definitely win the series. I just said they're going to put it in 6 or 7, and it's going to be a very close series. You got Lakers in 5. So
I say Lakers sweep them.
Let's go
rest
to the next
of the way
one.
over.
Let's go to the next one.
Rockets Thunder. I mean, without Russell Westbrook, 2-0 lead. Man,
What did I say about Danilo Gallinari?
What I'll say is you called Shy right. We both called it right. 31
points.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was, the first game, it was just, he didn't have it.
Yeah.
But 31
He started
points,
lighting
second
it up.
game, he's lighting it up.
Like Michael
He's feeling
Strahan.
it.
Ballin'.
He's feeling it. So, SGA, obviously, kid's just a talent. He's going to be in the league being a star for a long time. Love him. Is CP3 going to get the class together and figure it out?
He's definitely trying, and he's definitely trying to get the troops together.
Of course.
But I think the series is over. I think at most it goes to 6, and if Russ comes back,
it's going to be a problem.
It's going to be a problem.
And James Harden isn't even doing his dominant.
He's doing 21. What did he do? 21.
He had 30-something in the first game.
21 the one before.
Yeah.
But he's playing for his team. Like, he's getting the people, Macklemore involved.
Robert Covington, House.
Yeah, they're getting involved, and he's facilitating the right way, and they've been winning, so it's working. So 100%. I don't see Harden needing to take that many shots anymore.
I said that the Rockets were going to benefit from being in this bubble, and I said that the Rockets and the Heat were going to make the finals, and I think that you guys need to jump on James Harden cards. James Harden cards are pretty undervalued. Obviously, his rookie cards aren't Panini, but there's so many dope rookie cards that you can get of Harden. And it doesn't even need to necessarily be rookies. I think James Harden's super slept on, and the way cards work is, in the finals, whoever makes the finals, their cards are going to go up 4x.
Yeah.
So the money's there with Harden.
It's a what can you do for me now type of world.
It's a low risk, high reward type thing. I mean, you see what happened with Zion. It's all hype. So you need to make sure that you're not too invested, and you have to be able to ball in your budget. So you know what I mean. If you have $1,000, don't put $1,000 into any player. You have to spread your eggs. Spread your eggs out. Spread your basket. Make sure to figure it out. You can't just put everything in. That's what happens with everyone. Everyone just wants to go all in on one thing.
Diversify.
Gotta diversify. What's next?
So what we got are the Nuggets and the Utah Jazz. And what did you say about Donovan Mitchell? Oh man, guys going nuts.
57 points game.
Going nuts.
In a loss. Second game.
And that one went to overtime, and I feel like they kind of got gassed out.
Mitchell got gassed out.
Yeah,
barely
Mitchell got gassed
shot.
out.
I don't think he had one shot in overtime, and
then,
that was towards the end when they were already down by 8.
And today the defense held them to what?
They
Under
blew them
90
out.
points or
They
something
blew
like
them
that.
out. The game was over at halftime. The game was over in the second quarter.
I mean, they played great defense, and Mitchell's just a baller.
Mike Conley came back
Yeah.
with a vengeance. Point guard out of Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was saying, is he the most overpaid player? Listen, I don't think, NBA players get paid a lot, so
Yeah,
it
they
just
do.
depends what you want. Look at Timofey Mozgov's contract. You know what I mean? People get paid.
What was the famous one?
Players
Chandler
get paid.
Parsons.
Players get paid.
Chandler Parsons is like a famous
At least
bad
pay.
contract.
At least pay someone that puts the ball in the hoop.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about Anthony Bennett. So, who you got in that series?
Oh man.
I said it was going to 7.
Yeah, I say 7, and I say it's a toss-up. I still don't know who's gonna win.
The reason why I said the Jazz would win that series is because Mitchell's a closer.
Yeah, Mitchell.
Jamal Murray looked like a closer.
Jamal Murray is
Game 1. Jamal Murray.
One of the most underrated guards in the league.
I like his cards as well.
Baller.
I'm saying
Baller.
James Harden and Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray cards rookie in 16-17. Look into some of his NTs, look into some of his Prism cards, even some select numbered cards like Jamal.
Mike Malone's a great coach, and he's gonna get it back into.
Yeah, for sure. You know what? You know what I despise about the new age of sports?
Tell me.
How one day they'll, and this goes across the board for every sport.
Mm-hmm.
One day this guy's the like. Let's use Jokic as an example. Jokic, they were comparing him to Larry Bird.
There, Pop said he is
Greg
the reincarnation.
Greg Popovich, the
Reincarnate.
man of not many words, especially to the media, went out and said that he is the reincarnation of Larry Bird.
He did.
Today, I was looking at some forums. I was looking at the Powags DMs.
Yeah.
They said Nikola Jokic is trash.
Wow, yeah. Things change quick in this world. Huh?
Game 4, he's going to have a triple-double. They're going to win, and they're going to be like,
He's
Jokic is the best.
He's Larry Bird all over again.
Flip-floppers. Take your sandals off, use your brains, and think about what you guys are actually saying.
Yeah.
Don't just jump to conclusions. Everyone's like, so left and so right. Get into the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just get into the middle. So,
Yeah.
I got Jazz in that series. Still, we're still sticking to our word. We'll see how that, we'll see how it
I
transpires.
say 7, and then I say it's a toss-up. I don't even want to call it because I think it'll be so down to the wire. But if I had to choose, yeah, I'd say Jazz in 7.
Okay.
And next series, we got a Clippers Mavericks, and what a game 2 by Luka. And I
Who
swear,
is he?
oh my God,
That man is bad.
he has
That's
Kawhi
a
Leonard.
bad man.
Listen to the people covering him: Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Patrick Beverly.
3 best.
Those are
perimeter
defenders.
Those are and Paul George is a
lockdown,
long body.
and they can't stop him.
Can I say something really funny? Paul George said some shit about Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
And you know what he did today?
What?
He apologized.
Oh yeah.
Lillard got some people out there. You don't want to fuck with Lillard.
I don't know
You
why.
don't-
I don't know why everyone's disrespecting Lillard.
It just because,
no
and I
sense.
was watching something about Lillard.
Uh huh.
He was saying that people weren't calling him a superstar, right? Like, what's a superstar? What is the credentials of a superstar? You have an all-star. You have a champion. What's a superstar? Damian Lillard is a superstar.
Yeah.
That is a superstar.
Yeah.
Damian Lillard, superstar. And to retract on the Jazz really quick, the reason why I said Donovan Mitchell was so good, take Donovan Mitchell off the Jazz.
No.
What happens there?
They have a lot less points.
They're the 16 seed? Are they the 16 seed?
I mean, they're such a grinder. They probably would have snuck into like 8.
Not
They
without
would've-
Mitchell.
they
Not
would-
without Mitchell. Not without Mitchell. Not even close. There's
Yeah,
no
you're
production.
probably right.
There's no production.
You're probably right.
They are grinders, but Donovan Mitchell needs to put the ball in the hoop.
Yeah, man. And he's been going nuts.
So Clippers, Mavericks. A lot of you guys said that the Clippers were going to win the title.
How
I heard
bad?
that.
How bad was Kristaps' ejection? Protecting his teammate. I mean, the first one I get, they made the rule
Well,
for
you know
throwing
he
your
had a
fist.
technical foul before that.
Yeah, but the throwing the fist, he said, I understand that that's part of the game and that's the rule. I made a mistake. But the second one, you're protecting your teammate. You're
crazy.
protecting your star, Luka. You're going in for him. You're battling this playoffs. The atmosphere is playoffs. You got to go and protect your best player.
Of course. And
you
what
get-
happens in baseball?
Yeah,
They hit it just.
It was a bad ejection.
I think that the refs need to chill the hell out
Yeah,
for a
it's
second.
playoffs. They got to realize this is playoffs.
And it's funny because like the refs are doing a lot of no calls. There's been a lot of flopping. There's
Yeah.
been a lot of stuff. People are taking charges. No one, it's like, have you know when you play 2K and you press circle,
Yeah, circle.
and you just fly down.
They're like this.
It's literally what's happening. They're not
Yeah.
calling it. A lot of good no calls. They're doing so many no calls that there's certain fouls that they're not calling
Mm-hmm.
to the rim, everything else. But Luka Doncic is
Oh
just,
my God.
he is just something
He's
that we
world
haven't
class.
seen.
He's world class.
If Luka Doncic and the Mavericks beat the Clippers, it's gonna get crazy.
His cards are gonna go bonkers.
His cards are already insane. Like
But they're gonna
PSA
go
10s or 2K. Like,
bonkers.
yeah. It all really depends on who's gonna fight and make it out.
I said that the Clippers would win, but I honestly think the Mavericks have a very, very good chance.
In the bubble too,
Yeah.
it's just
They don't have.
It's a different game.
They've been there. This is what it is. The games aren't in LA. The games aren't in Dallas. The games are in the bubble.
The games are in the bubble. It's any given man,
Any
any given day.
yeah, exactly. Any given day.
Let's head over to the East.
So we got Bucks Magic, and the Magic stunned them game 1
And
with
they
a performance
stunk it up game 2.
by Vucevic.
I love
Nikolai.
Nikolai Bled Krasavets.
They couldn't stop him. But what I loved about that game was Giannis's intensity in his interview after,
Of course.
and he was just you could just tell in his face.
He wanted to play game 2 right after.
He wanted to play game exactly.
Yeah, he wanted to play
wanted
game
to go-
2 right after the interview. He's like, yo, let's not interview. Can we just play game 2
Yes.
now?
He was so intense in that. That's what I loved about him. And I love Giannis. He's one of my favorite players. His attitude.
Giannis.
He's also-
Antetokounmpo.
He's also a great guy on and off the court. But besides that, the Bucks. That reminds me of the Lakers prediction for me. Bucks are just gonna.
I love
run
that
through
Giannis's
them.
brothers on the bench of the Bucks.
Yeah.
I think that's the best part about basketball.
That's
That's
it.
my favorite thing right now.
You know how hyped they are? Have you ever seen them wrestle each other pregame also?
No.
They do a lot of wrestling moves to each other. It's a big part of their
Like
pregame
WWE
routine.
wrestling?
Yeah, they hit each other, people's elbow each other.
They Stone Cold Stunner each other?
Yeah, all the time.
Really?
Yeah, that's their pregame ritual. Yeah, it's really
Love
fun.
it. Bucks and 5.
Bucks and 5. 4.
Bucks and 5.
Sure, I think the Bucks just they're too.
What is going on with Chris Middleton?
He's gonna get it together.
He's a boss. Chris Middleton's
They're gonna
great.
get it together.
Chris
He's gonna
Middleton's
get it
great.
together. He's
Yeah.
a baller.
When he needs to. Listen.
This is like you said with the Jokic thing.
Yeah.
Now Chris Middleton's the worst player in the league.
I'll buy his cards right now.
Yeah, Chris Middleton's gonna go off.
I think that what happens a lot in sports is people play to the competition. And
Especially in the bubble where there's no crowd to pump you up.
100%. It's tough. And obviously it's the playoffs, so it's a little bit different. But I think that Chris Middleton, once he has a real series where he needs to produce, like right now, you got, what's his name? You got Covington. You got DiVincenzo. You got people that are going to put in buckets. Brooks Lopez is literally looking like a point guard. I saw him drive it in and float it up.
He's really good at threes now, man.
Brooks
He
is
switches
a beast.
threes from everywhere.
Brooks is a beast.
And he has his brother there to cheer him up.
He's one of the most underrated role players in the
Brooks
modern
Lopez?
NBA. Like he's been
And once he became able to stretch his game out to the
to
three-point
three
line,
He's been trying to do that forever.
He really changed his
He's been
game.
telling the coach like, "Yo, like get me on the 3 line," and
Yeah.
they were like, "No." And now the NBA obviously
No,
completely
his
changed.
corner threes are like
He can't really miss.
you can't miss if he's open.
So we got Bucks.
I got Bucks in 5.
What else?
So next game is my Eastern champion prediction: the Heat versus the Pacers. They're up 2-0. The reason I think the Heat are the Eastern Finals conference champions is they're built for the bubble.
For sure.
They got Spoelstra because the Heat culture is all about, what is it all about? Hard work, being fit, being in shape, and they're just a great bubble team for me. Bam's been going crazy. Jimmy's been going crazy. Dragic's been going crazy. And I'm not even a Heat homer. I'm just saying they're just built for it.
Kendrick Nunn hasn't played.
Kendrick Nunn hasn't even played.
Kendrick Nunn hasn't played yet.
Yeah.
Duncan Robinson might be the best 3-point shooter in the NBA.
I think he is. I think he's the best shooter in the NBA right now as far
Duncan
as
Robinson can't miss.
He can't miss.
He had 9 points in 1 minute and 46 seconds to start the game.
He's lights out.
Can we talk about Victor Oladipo for a second?
Victor, yeah.
What do you think about Victor Oladipo?
I mean, he's been playing good.
Tell me what you really think about Victor Oladipo.
His shooting.
Tell me what you really think about Victor Oladipo. Tell me what you
his
really
shooting
think.
percentage sucks.
Okay.
That's a big deal and why they've been losing.
Okay.
He's been missing a lot of shots.
He missed game 1.
He missed game 1, but look, let me tell you, his stat line will say 25 points.
He had 5 for 14, 22 points.
Let's just look at the field goal percentage.
5 for 14.
It's very low.
Okay, but if he made 2 more shots, he would have been at 50%.
I
agree. I'm letting you. I want to hear your
I don't
take.
agree. I think Jimmy and the Heat have been shutting him down.
Okay, Victor Oladipo, guys. First of all, 13-14, you cannot find those cards. You can't find them. 13-14, that's 7 years ago. Cards are getting washed up. You can't really find them. They're dried up. They're very scarce. So that's my inclination as a investor for sports cards. I always look into buying cards that are unattainable that people don't have, especially in slabs. So I'm not sitting here saying Victor Oladipo is a superstar or he's the best player. I'm not saying that. He is the best player on the Indiana Pacers.
Yes.
He's the best player on the Indiana Pacers. He has had so many injuries. That knee injury was gruesome back then. And he got his eye poked out by what's his name? From the Grizzlies, Jay Crowder.
Okay.
So that obviously messed him up.
Uh-huh.
But Victor Oladipo is getting his stroke back and he's getting his confidence back.
Yeah.
Yes, he doesn't have the same drive that he has. So it's very hard for him to drive. But his passing, he has eyes in the back of his head. He's a point guard, shooting guard. He's a dual threat. Victor Oladipo drops 30 points game 3.
Bold prediction.
Victor Oladipo drops 30 game 3. Obviously, I have the Heat winning the series. I would like to see the Pacers give them a run for their money. And I would like to see Indiana get one victory on game 3, which will completely change the series. If Victor Oladipo drops 30, which I believe he will, and the Pacers can squeeze out a win, which will definitely help. Remember what I said. Everyone was T.J. Warren. T.J. Warren!
Jimmy,
T.J. Warren!
Jimmy's getting the last laugh.
When the playoffs started, I said all these T.J. Warren things are done. There's no TJ Warren.
And Jimmy's playing. When Jimmy gets mad, Jimmy's locking you down.
Jimmy's a madman.
He's locking you down if
Jimmy's
he's getting
a
mad. If he's
madman.
mad at you.
So,
But let me add to that. The big thing with Indiana, they're missing Sabonis.
he's the best player. I'm saying Victor Oladipo's the best player right now.
loss.
DeMontis Sabonis.
Huge loss.
Shout out to
The series would be completely different if Sabonis was playing.
100%. Shout out to Zervitas.
Oh, his dad?
Shout out to Zervitas, man. The behind the back passes.
Yeah.
Him and Damon Stoudemire back in the day.
Wow. I love David Stoudemire. That's one of my favorite
So obviously we agree on the Heat. It's all.
I say they go all the way.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Heat Bucks, and I think the Heat got the Bucks.
It's going to be tough. They're going to have to play defense on Giannis in a certain way.
Bam's on Giannis's ass.
Yeah, I'm picking rolls. Bam can cover him
Bam's
because Bam's fluid.
Bam's
for
a point
big
guard
man.
through a center.
For
Bam's every position.
For his size, he's fluid. His hip fluidity and
you
everything.
see that layup he made in game one? Dude,
yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
I just think that the Celtics might give the Heat problems.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're
I
going to go to the
swear.
next series, it's 2-0 Celtics. The third game's going on right now while we're filming, so we don't know
It's
the
halftime
result.
right
yeah.
now. It's like a 5-point
But
game.
the thing that I'm saying is, I'll say two things. Gordon Hayward got hurt. I feel bad for him, man. He's always been struggling with injuries.
Man,
I wish him the best. I
Gordon.
wish him the best, but it's not serious.
I mean, worst case scenario, just like Twitch gives him a
Yeah.
huge deal.
I
He's a gamer.
Yeah, he's always on the gaming commercials.
Yeah, he's
the best internet. I forgot what it was. I think it's Xfinity or something. But in that series, Ben Simmons being gone is huge. But the thing, like I said, Brad Stevens is the young Greg Popovich.
100%.
You didn't agree with me last time.
Because how are you going to compare someone to Greg Popovich?
Because Brad is young.
I'm sitting here agreeing with you because I want to give you the kudos on spotlighting Brad Stevens.
He's
okay?
the young Pop.
I like Brad Stevens. Just relax. I had to apologize to Greg last time. Greg called me and was like, "Mike, what is good with that Asian kid with the bucket hat? Like, what is he talking about? How are you gonna compare someone to Greg Popovich?" And I'm like, "Greg, like, don't worry. Like,
Yeah.
my bad, bro. My boy just like he likes Brad Stevens. He's like, yeah, he's a good coach."
He's a great coach.
So I mean, it really is about coaching. Coaching is huge.
Huge.
Quinn Snyder's not a bad coach too out in Utah.
Quinn Snyder's a great coach.
Yeah, I like Quinn Snyder.
Very underrated.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
People don't talk about Quinn.
No one.
Nobody, yeah. He's a
Nobody.
great coach.
So what
I say Celtics.
Celtics beat the Sixers.
I think
In
they
what?
win in 6.
In 6. I like that.
Celtics in 6. And
I say
Ben
Celtics.
Simmons' injury is huge.
It all depends on what happens game 3.
Because
I think Philly wins game 3.
I think so. We won't know.
We won't know.
We're filming this while this game's going on. So.
I could be wrong. I just think that Philly Joel Embiid has been a man.
Yes, but they need
man
Simmons
among boys.
to facilitate and to guard.
Well, Ben
Tatum.
Simmons is out. So that's it.
It's over.
Ben
yeah.
Simmons is out.
I think that injury is the reason that they're not going to
Tobias Harris and Josh Richardson need to have a huge second half.
Yeah, and the Thibault's been playing pretty good.
I like Thibault in the long run as a defender.
He was defending Jason Tatum well in a
Yeah.
lot of plays.
100%. It's just hard to cover Tatum.
I know it was, but he did a good job.
Donovan
on a
Mitchell's
lot
better than
of
Jason
plays.
Tatum in every single facet.
Yeah, I agree. I think in this playoffs he's been proving it. But also, the system that Brad Stevens runs doesn't really rely on a singular player to take over. It's more of a team-oriented game. It would be a different story if Jason was on a team that needed him to do that. But I agree. Donovan Mitchell is the superior
Who's your
player.
favorite player in the NBA right now? Let's get into cards.
My favorite player in the NBA right now.
Because you are very knowledgeable about sports.
Are you talking about long term or playing in
I'm
the bubble
talking
right
about. I'm talking about anything.
now? I'll tell you right now.
I'm talking about
Darius Garland,
Darius Garland, 5th overall pick.
5th overall pick, 20 years old, played 30 minutes last year, a game as a 20-year-old, right? 14 points or 13.1 he averaged. He has no competition for the job next year. The East is open. He's going to play as a 21-year-old in the NBA. 33, 34 minutes, no competition. If they make it to the playoffs, it'll be on Garland's back. I see him improving in every way, getting more fit, getting more acclimated to the system, just becoming a better player overall, and people are sleeping on him, man. People are sleeping on Garland. Wait till he wakes up next year, gets the Cavs to the 8th seed, and I mean his cards are gonna go crazy.
At least he can buy a beer.
Yeah, next year.
But Darius Garland, I don't like what you're saying.
Yeah, no.
The reason why I don't like what you're saying is, guy didn't make it to the free throw line. You need to get to the free throw line in the NBA. These guys are calling fouls on anything.
Yeah.
Get to the rim. And I understand he's 20 years old. I'm not saying that Darius Garland isn't a viable option as investing. You got to be very safe with your money. And I don't love Garland because of the options that are there. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that if the Cavaliers could easily make it, the East is wide open. Everything you said statistically is a fact. But Darius Garland needs to prove, first of all, he needs to bulk up.
I'm sure he's working on
He
all
needs to
that.
bulk up. He needs to get his ass to the free throw line.
Mm-hmm.
Once he gets to the free throw line and shoots 6 free throws a game, Darius Garland's the man.
Okay.
I like Colin Sexton more than Darius Garland, but they're two separate players. One's a 2 and one's a 1. My investment right now, and I'm not talking about the bubble, Sekou, my mama, Sekou Doumbia. He is 19 years old. He can't buy a beer for 2 years. Why do I love Sekou? You always need the wow factor when it comes to cards.
Okay.
You need someone to throw it down. You need someone to make you like, ugh, like, oh my God, you see what he just did? It's all about hype.
Uh-huh.
Cards are all about hype. And Sekou Doumbia is somebody that's a freak. He's a specimen. He's a Giannis type like guy. Like he's just like, bro, let him put some weight on. He's 19 years old, man. Give him some time.
Giannis.
I'm not comparing him to. You just compared Popovich to Brad Stevens to Popovich, all right? So relax. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not comparing him to Giannis. I'm saying that it's that same type of man beast. It's that same type of holy shit! Like,
Here
oh
he
my
comes.
God!
Here he comes.
Like,
yeah.
look at some of the dunks that he makes. He's in Detroit. Detroit has nobody around.
They're rebuilding.
He can shoot the ball. He's gonna have attempts. He has the
same thing that
upside.
He has the same thing that Garland has. Like, if he proves himself, he has no
Correct.
competition for his minutes.
Correct. And he's in the East again, which is wide open. I love Sekou. I think that that's a great investment. I think you can buy his cards like rather cheap, compared to like what other guys are doing. Like I see once the Pistons are playing his PSA 10s at $400, doubling of what there are now. So I love Sekou Doumbia. I think that he is one of the better options for 1920 NBA. And I'm just all about his cards. All about Sekou Doumbia cards. I'm buying and I don't stop buying. Obviously long term, long shots. Let me hear a long shot. Darius Garland was a 5th overall pick.
Yeah, but I think he slept on still.
I agree, but let me hear a long shot.
A long shot.
Let me hear a long shot.
Long shot.
You want me to go first so you can think?
Yeah, you
Okay.
go first. I want you to go first.
Carson Edwards.
Ooh, okay.
Carson Edwards out of Purdue. If you guys watch what he did in the Final Four and just the whole entire NCAA champion and the whole tournament, he put his team on his back. And obviously, what happens in college doesn't necessarily always translate to the NBA. But did you see him dunk with his opposite hand on James Harden and Russell Westbrook?
Yeah.
Or whoever he dunked on? 2 players on the Rockets? That man's bad. That's a bad man. And it's going to take him a while to, get his stuff together and get acclimated in the NBA. But I love Carson Edwards.
All right, I got my long shot.
Okay.
Eric Pascal, Warriors. Splash Brothers are coming next year.
They are.
They're mad.
Everyone forgot about
Draymond's mad. Steph's mad. Clay's mad.
Steph got the cornrows.
Kerr mad. You don't want those guys mad. You do not want the Warriors mad.
I love to see what he did this year.
They are going to be splashing all over the place. And
Are they the best team in the West healthy?
I want to see them make it. Wiggins was a good piece, but they got the 2nd overall pick in the draft yesterday.
That was big for them.
I don't know who they're going to get.
The Golden State Warriors are the best team in the West healthy.
As long as LeBron's in the West, it's always a toss-up.
I'm going to explain.
But the Splash Brothers are...
Listen, this is what you don't understand.
Uh-huh.
Andrew Wiggins in the 14-15 draft was the 1st overall pick. Remember what
Cavaliers.
You remember what LeBron did when he saw Andrew Wiggins when he went there? He said, "Get out."
Yeah.
You know why he said that?
I want Kyrie and Kevin Love.
No, because he was scared. He was scared that Wiggins was going to take his shine.
Wow.
Andrew Wiggins is a dominant player. He gets buckets. Andrew Wiggins throws it down. Andrew Wiggins hasn't had a team around him ever in his career. He has a team now.
And I like Kerr. Like, Kerr is a good fit for him.
You think that the Lakers are the most dominant, okay? You think the Lakers are the most dominant. LeBron James is getting older. Anthony Davis is a superstar. But aside from
he's
that,
playing so well.
I'm not taking 2 players to win anything. When the Heat won the finals, it was Dwayne Wade, LeBron, and Chris Bosh. When the San Antonio,
Allen.
I'm talking about the main
Battier,
guys. When the San
Mike
Antonio Spurs won, it was Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker. When the Golden State Warriors won, it was Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and Clay.
Draymond, don't.
No, I know. I'm talking
sleep
about
on
when the
Draymond.
Warriors won. Then before with KD, and then before that, it was Curry, Clay, and Draymond.
Yeah.
You need more than 2 players. That's why the Lakers aren't going to win the finals this year. They're not going to do it with 2 players. It's just not going to happen. So everybody forgot about Steph Curry. Steph Curry, Stephen Curry, okay, out of Davidson, is the most dominant point guard
Unanimous
in
MVP.
NBA history. This guy reinvented the game. You have little kids trying to be Steph all around the world. Stephen Curry is laughing on his couch right now. He is the Patrick Mahomes of the NBA.
Yes.
He got hurt.
I love that.
He's had injuries his entire career. But guess what? He has rings. Not 1 ring. He has multiple rings. So everybody forgot and slept on Steph. Okay? And now you're adding Eric, which you just said.
I think he could be a great fit in
You
that
got
system.
Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole.
The Golden State Warriors healthy are the
And the
best
second
team in the
overall pick.
West. Next year they are winning the finals.
Wow.
But we have this year to talk about.
Right.
I want to know, sorry to cut you off. I want to know who your number 1 player is in the bubble. And this can be, a big type player. Because we went through sleepers, we went through good rookies. Who are you investing in the NBA finals? Because at the end of the day, you want to buy the cards of the players that are in the finals. That's the way it works.
So if I'm gonna say Lakers and Heat are gonna be in the finals, then I guess I'm gonna have to go with youth and just go with Hero.
Tyler Hero, number 14 out of Kentucky. This man, you know what impressed me about Tyler Hero?
His defense.
Fuck no. You know what really impressed me? His passing. This man was passing darts.
Yeah.
He had a pass to Kelly Olynyk that was a Brett Favre pass. He was putting perfect position on the ball. He wasn't showing his pass. He was looking left, throwing right. This man has eyes all around the court. Tyler Hero is great. Good call. I love Tyler Hero. Love him. You made me so excited I had to curse. Tyler Hero is incredible. So you're on Tyler. Remember, it doesn't have to be rookie. Give me another player that you're liking. Could be LeBron.
The guy who's playing crazy for me and who played crazy last year, and people always never talk about him, Pascal Siakam.
Pascal, but they need to make the finals for his cards to be there.
Hey,
Unless you're going to buy it now and
the way
sell
they're
it.
playing as a unit, people sleep on Nick Nurse, man.
Nick Nurse is
He's got that unit ready to rock, and I made a mistake. I said, hey, the Nets are playing good. I think it'll be close. I was wrong completely.
Yeah, of course. The
Raptors are
jitterbugs.
blowing them out of the gym.
It was the jitterbugs.
Kyle Lowry, champion. Fred VanVleet, champion. These guys already won the title. They know what it takes, and Pascal's been playing crazy. I mean, he's very hard to stop.
I love OG Anunoby.
Oh, yeah, he's a
From
baller.
17-18.
He's a baller.
OG
He's a baller.
Anunoby, 17-18. The Raptors made a really ballsy move with what they did. They were in the Eastern Conference Finals, and they fired Dwayne Casey.
Well, who I always loved.
He's a great
I always
coach.
loved Dwayne.
They fired Dwayne Casey, which was a bold move. And then on top of that, they traded their superstar,
DeMar.
their number 1 saving grace, DeMar DeRozan. Dumped him
Yeah.
for Kawhi Leonard. That was a really ballsy move.
And they knew Kawhi wasn't going to resign.
Of course not.
They just said it was like a 1-year rental.
They said, hey, listen, win us the title. We have Jurassic Park. We need the fans to scream.
And they did it.
They did exactly what was told.
And they're built for this bubble too, I think, as far as like physicality and everything.
I think that for the older players, the bubble is very good for them.
Because they don't have to travel.
They don't have to travel. That's a huge aspect.
Huge.
From traveling from this city to that city, hours of flights, getting off, going to the hotels.
I think Chris Webber said it. He said, when I played, traveling was the most impactful on you
Of
in
course,
the playoffs.
it deteriorates you.
Just going from city to city is just tough.
For the
on
young
you.
guys, they're fine.
Yeah, they're fine. But
for the older vets,
yeah.
it's a thing.
It's a thing.
That's why I think that James Harden is in heaven right now.
Yeah, and wait till he gets Russ back.
James Harden doesn't need a crowd. James Harden can do it all himself. And what I really like about James Harden is you see he's poised now.
Yeah.
He's
facilitating.
He's been in this role before where he's made the Western Conference Finals or he's had a lot of hype and he's been super, he's been emotional.
One of the best stretches in NBA history.
James Harden is tunnel vision. He's not listening to what anyone has to say. He's just doing it. He's just playing the game, taking it day by day, and watching his post games. You can really tell that he doesn't care about anything but winning the finals.
And I always said he should have won MVP over Giannis that year.
They needed to give it to Giannis, though. You know why? Because he's just better off the court. Giannis is better off the court.
But James, if you're watching, I think you should have won MVP.
James, that's what it is. James, I got you in the finals. I think that your buddy Russell Westbrook's going to come and help you guys a lot, and I think you're really learning how to play without him.
Small ball's working so far.
Man, they're making threes, man. I've never seen a team attempt this many threes in my life.
D'Antoni just tells them, shoot.
and all 5 positions shoot. From the 1 to the 5. The 5s are shooting more threes than the 1s and the 2s. It's insane.
If they miss 5 in a row, then Tony looks at all of them and says, hey, guys, can you
again.
shoot some more threes?
I think that Jeff Green pickup was huge.
He balled out.
He went 8 for 12.
Yeah, he balled out.
8 for 12.
And he's also has so
23
much experience.
Yeah, he does.
He's been in different playoff teams.
And I like what Jeff Green said in his post-game interview. He was just like, listen, it's not about me, it's about the team. And it's funny because you wouldn't think that someone like Jeff Green would be self-centered, which he's not.
Yeah, he's not
But
at
he
all.
used to be, the talk of the town. He was young, he was throwing it down. He had so many. Jeff Green is a very talented player.
He's just got experience now.
But in the NBA, it's not all about talent. It's about a team.
Teamwork.
So that's it. That's what we got. Yin got Lakers and Heat. I got Rockets and Heat. Let's see how it all transpires. Let's see, what happens with this bubble. We're really excited to see what happens. The cards, we're continuing to invest. I'm heavily invested. I was heavily invested in Damian Lillard, which proved to be very, very, very successful. Heavily invested in Donovan Mitchell. 2 for 2 with that one.
You killed it with that one.
Everything doubled. And now I'm on Victor Oladipo. And it's a different type of investment with Vic. Because with Lillard, he has to drop 40 and they have to win. With Donovan Mitchell, he has to drop 40 and they have to win. With Victor Oladipo, he doesn't have to win. He just needs to prove that he's a superstar again. He needs to prove that he has a stroker. Once my Victor has 30 points, okay, things are going to change. And I'm just I call it superstition, call it whatever you want. He got drafted to the Indiana. He played basketball for the Indiana Hoosiers in 2012. He got drafted by the Orlando Magic in 2013. He plays on the Indiana Pacers, and he's playing in Orlando. All these things factor in to a player. So I think that you see it. He wants to win so bad. He wants to get back to that superstar status. And when you're driven, when you're focused, when you have one goal and you're talented, it's going to happen. And not only do I love what Victor Oladipo did in Game 2, even though he did have the jitters, he would have got the jitters all out in Game 1 if Jay didn't have to poke his eye out. Jay, you and I will talk about that later. I don't know. Just chill out with Vic. Anyone else. Do it TJ Warren. Vic is going to get traded to the Miami Heat. That's what I think. The Miami Heat need...
And what, they're going to keep Jimmy and him together?
Yeah. Victor Oladipo's a scorer. Jimmy Buckets is turning into a role player. Jimmy Buckets is a very, very good role player, but it starts on defense with Jimmy. And he doesn't need to score 20 a game. He could score 14 points and be dominant. He changes the whole complexion of the Heat, and Bam Adebayo said it best. It's not about who is producing, it's about getting the win.
So my closing statements, Lakers Heat. Lakers are going to win the title. And in exactly a year when we're sitting here and the Cleveland Cavaliers are in the playoffs, you're going to buy me Prime 112 when Darius Garland's cards 10 times.
And when Sekou Doumbouya makes the playoffs, averages double the amount of points, and wins Comeback Player of the Year, you'll talk to me about that too. So, guys, we really appreciate it. Drop those comments. Let us know what you guys would like us to talk about. We were just talking about some of the NBA stuff. We're just heating up here. Shout out to Alex Jerome for taking care of all these videos. We really appreciate everyone for subscribing to Slab Money. We love all the feedback that we had from Yin. Yin was doing it as a part-time thing. He saw all the comments I showed him. He was super excited that everyone showed love. Shout out to Adam Lefko. Shout out to Steve Canal for really just mentoring us and helping us find our voice. And just we're going to continue doing this. We're having a lot of fun. And don't worry, we're not going to continue agreeing on stuff. Me and this guy have been arguing since we've been 14. So there's tons of stuff that we're going to disagree upon, but this is just the factual stuff. This isn't an ESPN show where everything is premeditated. We're not going to argue just to argue. We're not going to say stuff just to say stuff. This is really, truly the core of what we actually believe in. So I'm sorry that we've been agreeing, but great minds think alike. Make sure to follow us on Poleax. We're constantly breaking sports cards every single day. So, make sure to follow that. Make sure to follow Alec Jerome on Instagram at ALECJEROME. And that's really about it, guys.
Should we give him a preview of one word of what the next one episode's going to be?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's just say it's going to be a fantasy. That's all I'm going to say.
Everything that we're doing is a fantasy. We could get right into it and tell them a little bit about what we're talking about so they get excited. Fantasy football is on the horizon.
It's on the way, guys.
Fantasy football is the best time of the year.
Draft orders are coming. Draft dates are coming. And we got the info you need.
Remember, guys, tell your wives, tell your girlfriends that fantasy football is coming and tell them to leave you alone. Because we have a lot to discuss.
A lot.
And this year is going to be different than any year because training camps are shortened.
Oh, the rookies aren't going to have enough time.
100%. We don't even know what's happening with football. I looked on Bovada today, and there wasn't even lines for the divisions.
Yeah. So I guess we're just going to have to see if right now it's going in the direction as if they're playing.
They're playing.
Yeah. I have a source in the NFL. I can't really reveal it.
That's fine.
Who said that they're pretty sure they're going to be going.
I have a few that confirm that they will, too. There are going to be some of your favorite players that opt out, that they'll want to get sick.
Yeah.
But the NFL's happening.
Yes.
And I couldn't be more excited.
Me either.
So, guys, stay tuned. Follow Slab Money Podcast. We really appreciate everybody. Hope you guys like the visuals. And have a great weekend, guys. Bet responsibly. If you guys are seeking professional advice for gambling, I suggest you follow Professor's Plays. He's on Instagram. The guy has been doing incredible. ProfessorsPlays.com. He has all of the best sports tips. You can never guarantee win, but if you want to put your money in if you want to have a better chance of winning and not just guess, go with Professor's Plays. Guy's been doing it for a very long time. He's been making me money. Remember,
Me too.
I'm not telling you guys to gamble. I'm just saying if you do
it right.
Do it
you
right.
know?
All right, guys. Yin, much love.
Thank you,
We
brother.
will see you guys soon. Peace out, and thank you for everything. That was good. We were very chill.
We killed it.
Yeah.